Hello and welcome to all our racing patrons for the race preview on this Monday meeting. The first race is the Olympic Flame Plate to be run over 1200 meters in category 2 for maiden horses 3-year-olds only. Number 1 is Carlisle. Carlisle ran in race number 142, finishing third. In pursuit of the leader, the winner was Too Good, True Icon, who won very comfortably of 5.5 length. Look at Carlisle, after being in pursuit, lost the runner-up bird to the runner who came swamping on the outside to get it by 2 lengths. Earlier runs of Carlisle consistent enough to consider for the day. Earlier won second, third and then third. Number 5 is Power Ranger, who ran in race number 126, finishing 6th out of 8 runners to Candy Girl. Ridden hard was Power Ranger, but still nothing much assistance provided for the rider by the runner, where it could not muster well. And from 7 furlong back to 6 furlong, first time over 6 furlong. Number 8 is Bellacue. Bellacue, when it ran in race number 105, ran 7th to Arthur. After chasing the leader, running second all the way, after entering the straight, weakened very badly to finish 7th out of 8 runners, just speeding 1 home. That was number 8, Bellacue. We go to number 9, Crimson Rose, race number 117, produced almost on the scent of the course with a couple of backhanders, started to muster, but race was over to air at that time. He won very easily. True Icon, who finished second here, next starting won very impressively. So Crimson Rose was able to beat the rest of the field by 2.5 lengths. Second race on this Monday meeting is the first division of the Flirting Vision Plate to be run over a mile. We have 12 runners. Of the 12, number 1 is Call of the Blue, who ran in race number 153. No form to go by for Call of the Blue, having 5 runs. In that 5 runs off the board, especially this one was very bad. 11th out of 14 runners gets a drop of 2 points. This was the last week run. NRI Ruby, Silk Route, That's My Way, Open Affair and Epsom are the 5 runners who ran in race number 172. Let's start with number 12, Epsom, who finished 11th out of 14 runners to Ashwa Sultan. This is the last week run, race number 172, over 7 furlong, so gets a drop of 1 point. And NRI Ruby of the lot, who was in pursuit of the leader, was able to draw level with the leader, about to take charge, but the winner was Too Good, Ashwa Sultan, who came charging on the inside to get the race by a neck beating of NRI Ruby. Whereas the other 2 runners, Silk Route off the board, finishing 10th, and number 8, Open Affair, just a little better than the rest of the runners, finishing 5th to Ashwa Sultan, gets a drop of 1 point. Whereas That's My Way hurried up to finish 4th. So 4th and 5th, very close margin, just a 3/4 of a length between That's My Way and Open Affair. Next runner is Sputnik, who ran in race number 136 over 6 furlong and finished on 7 to Narak Michi. Having 5 runs, twice 4th, rest of the runs off the board, particularly this 7th. Earlier has finished 4th over 7 furlong trip to Dillon. From sprint going over a mile, so extra 400 meters for Sputnik. When you go by the form of this horse, 1 6 furlong, 1 7 furlong has been on the board. Number 4, Fly to the Stars, ran in race number 156, got interfered at the early part of the race. Then in the straight, it was produced very wide, rider changing whip from left to right and finishing 5th in a 9 furlong trip to New Hustle. Whereas earlier runs off the board, gets a drop of 1 point. Number 5 is Berkeley, who ran in race number 171 over a 6 furlong trip and finished 10th with a drop of 1 point. Has come down in class, going by the form of Berkeley, except for 3rd in a 6 furlong trip, close 3rd to Silver Set. Other runs are not so good, 10th, 11th, 8th and 10th. That's the way it has finished, barring that run, race number 79, where it finished 3rd by a neck to Silver Set. Number 7, Golden Amaris, ran in race number 149 along with number 11, Astronaut. That was over distance of 9 furlong, whereas Astronaut was ridden out very wide, and Chalky has been fined because the way he handled may have been caught the eye of the Stripes, and finishing 4th behind WhatsApp J. Was running third, lost the 3rd position by 3/4 of a length. That's what about Astronaut. Whereas the other runner, Golden Amaris, on the other hand, up with the pace but weakened badly to finish 11th out of 11 runners retained the same rating. Earlier also, Golden Amaris has finished 11th out of 11th. Number 9 is Southern Lady. Between the runners, they were totally strung out in the straight. You can see charge of more than 5 runners, but the finish was very good with NRI Gift getting it, who came on the inside by 2 lengths. In the last 100 meters, it was a bunch of runners, but at this finish, it was NRI Gift who got the race by 2 lengths, whereas Southern Lady on the other hand, very prominent, fell back to finish 10th. Gets a drop of 1 point. Second division of the Flirting Vision Plate is the third race of the afternoon to be run over a mile in category 3 for horses rated up to 25. Number 1, Inception. Number 3, Bedazzled 5. This is the time to win. 6, I Am Superman are the runners. Let's start with Inception, who was on the inside, mustering but not so good to tackle the leader, that was NRI Gift, the eventual winner, who came between the runners, whereas Inception on the inside. Look at NRI Gift looking for a gap, got it right, brushing Inception and burst into the lead. And This is the time to win was the one who produced an excellent gallop to finish 2 lengths second to NRI Gift, gets a penalty of 3 points. I Am Superman on the other hand finished on 5th, whereas the other runner in race number 169 was number 9, Good Tidings, finishing a third by a margin of 3 1/4 length. Royal Support, number 2 in the card, who ran in race number 164 along with number 10, Racing Rani. Racing Rani anyhow been withdrawn, who finished on 9th to Explosive, came very wide. But looking at Royal Support on the other hand, were running 13, so not much an impressive run of Royal Support, whereas Explosive was the one who came with a very powerful surge to overall the leader from an impossible position, came and won the race. Royal Support on the other hand finishing a faraway 13th. Number 4, NRI Secret, ran in race number 156, whereas Bedazzled ran in race number 175. But looking at NRI Secret, who ran in race number 156, which was won by New Hustle. We have seen this run earlier also. Going by the form of NRI Secret, once 5th in 4 starts, that was over 6 furlong to NRI Touch. Other runs are not so good. Number 7 is Asturias ran in race number 133. I think this filly remains a maiden by air support of out of Alhambra. Finished on 11th, having 3 starts, 9th, 10th and 11th, and not in an upscale this horse. Instead of that, it's in a deteriorating runs of Asturias we are seeing here. After race number 103 finishing 10th to Soul Empress here, finished on 11th in a 7 furlong trip. Off the board, gets a drop of 2 points. Number 8 is Star Walt, who ran in race number 172 over 7 furlong trip and finished 7th to Ashwa Sultan. Ashwa Sultan easily overall the front runner from the inside, but on the outside it was NRI Gift bridging the gap, and Star Walt on the other hand behind the field finishing 7th, gets a drop of 1 point. Number 9, Good Tidings. Number 11, Royal Avenger are the runners who ran in race number 169. We have seen this run earlier also with NRI Gift rallying on the inside, brushing Inception. This is the time to win. Good Tidings also came with a charging run, but little late, 3 1/4 length behind the winner. On the other hand, Royal Avenger, earlier run 9 furlong trip, finished on 3rd, but here could not reproduce that gallop, finishing 6th. Fourth race for the Monday meeting is the first division of the CHARON Plate to be run over 6 furlong in category 3 for horses rated 20 to 45. Number 1, Jean Lafay, ran in race number 135. This horse has totally lost the form what it had in monsoon, because in monsoon, winner of 2 races, back-to-back win in a 6 furlong trip. After shedding the maiden status in class 4, won very well, then got promoted to higher class. All the runs in higher class is off the board. So with a drop of 1 point has come down to class 4 again, but carries the top weight of 60 kilos. Number 2, Furious Fun, the long-time leader, got the win, fending off the challenge put by Angel Eater, who came with a very powerful surge covering enormous ground, but Furious Fun was able to hold on by a neck better of Angel Eater, gets a penalty of 8 points. For this win, already has won 2 races this season in 5 starts and won 4th. Number 3 is Warrior Invictus, race number 134 in a mile trip, finished on 7th. Earlier winner in a 6 furlong trip, got the win due to merit of consistency. 4th, 2nd, then in a winner, beating OK Boss by 1 1/4 length. Took a penalty of 8 points ran over an extra tip of 400 meters, could not be with the pace and finished on 7th. Narak Michi is the winner in race number 136, beating Hot Seat, who was in pursuit. But Narak Michi needed a couple of reminders to accelerate well to get a win of 2 lengths. This horse won again on merit of consistency. 4th, 3rd, then a winner. Gets a penalty of 8 points and now rated at 40. Number 5 is Palladino. Palladino has a good form to go by. Race number 145 finished a close third to Char Ek Char. Shot into the lead, but 2 runners came charging, nailing down Palladino on the post by a nose and neck. That was Char Ek Char and Southern Act. Earlier runs of Palladino, once a winner, then 4th, then 6th. Number 6 is Sally. This is the eventual winner of race number 127, handled by Suraj Naredu with a couple of backhanders. Accelerated well to dash clear to a victory of 2 3/4 of a length, beating Georgia Peach. Earlier twice, 3rd, 5.5 furlong, then 7 furlong, then turned out to be a winner over a trip of 5.5 furlong, gets a penalty of 8 points. Number 7 is Miss Little Angel. This is the horse who ran in race number 153. Unlucky, we can say, because the rider lost his whip at around 400 meters, then went hands and heels. It was Isra who covered enormous ground to beat off Miss Little Angel on the post. Isra was too lucky because it got the race by a nose, very shortest margin. Nose is like a whisker, so gets a penalty of 3 points for finishing second is Miss Little Angel. Okay, boss. This is the horse after showing some good runs. This particular run off the board, earlier runs when you look at it, 2 6 furlong trips, 3rd, 2nd, then again 3rd in a 5.5 furlong trip. But here, slightly fancied at 7-2, but winner being Georgia Peach, who finally got her first win. But OK Boss, on the other hand, was finding it difficult to keep up the pace and finished on 7th. Number 10 is Golden Forcer. This horse always runs to the front as it liked. Went to the front, led all the way, but backed off in the last 150 meters. That too, it did not lose a 1 or 2 position, but totally fell back to finish 8th. After being a long time leader with a good lead of about 5 in the last 300 meters, within 150 meters, packed off very badly. Lockstiller ran in race number 157. Towards the fence, Lockstiller being the leader, then gave up after could not sustain that long lead and finished on 6th. Earlier, a good 3rd to the stablemate Hip Hop. That was lost the race on very close to the post by a half a length, but here, being a very prominent leader, fell back in the last 50 meters. Feature event of the afternoon is the 5th race of the day, the ALCOCK Arabian Million Grade 3, to run over a 7 furlong for horses 3-year-olds only. It's a penalty terms race. Number 1, Candy Girl, ran in race number 126, the winner, and Princess Dhaka, who finished on 3rd to Candy Girl. Looking at the run, Princess Dhaka, winner of a million on her debut. The Dodla Pratap Chandra Reddy Million won by 1 length, but in the penalty terms race finished on 3rd. Whereas Candy Girl, on the other hand, earlier ran 4th in a million, then here turned out to be a winner, beating off La Mirage by shorthead. Ketlan ran in race number 88. This is a million race where Ballerina was the winner. When you look at that, Ketlan finishing 3rd after being in pursuit of the leader, could not match the speed of Ballerina, whereas the another runner, Sensibility, charged late, lost it on the post. But Ketlan ran a good race, according to me, to be a 3rd by 3 1/4 length to the winner. Speaking of Lau, on debut ran well enough to finish 2nd to Sensibility. Even the margin is 2.5 lengths. Ridden with a couple of backhanders, might have taken this run as a very good educational run, because running behind Sensibility, who had a couple of runs, is a most advantage for Speaking of Lau. Hope she's going to score today with a good preparation, whereas Princess Dhaka is the one everyone have to beat. We move on to the Pocharam plate to be run over 2,400 meters, a category 3 race for horses rated 20 to 45, 6th race of the day. Number 1 is Isra, race number 153 we are looking at, where Isra beat Miss Little Angel. In the last 200 meters, Miss Little Angel had a lead of about 5 or 6. Then Isra, with a vigorously ridden, picked up momentum, came charging, and got the race on the post with Miss Little Angel. Rider lost a whip at around 400 meters. On this, Miss Little Sisra was able to complete an encore 2 runs over a mile. Now directly going over a mile and a half, but anyhow it has been withdrawn. Whereas Wallop and Gallop, who is the one who missed the start, then finished 12th. Southern Act, Yesterday, Forever Born, Lightning Power are the 4 runners. Let's start with Southern Act. After finishing a no second to Charik Char over 7 furlong, was taken over 2000 meters. In this 2000 meters, galloped well, being in pursuit of the leader. Iceberry was the surpriser of the lot and came and beat the front leading group of 3, whereas Southern Act finished on 3rd, up by 1 point, whereas Yesterday, on the other hand, finished 5th, Forever Born 9th, Lightning Power was 6th. Of these runners, first time Southern Act ran over a distance of 2000 meters. Next is Grand Duke, race number 138, which was won by Despang, vigorously ridden on the inside. Despang got the race by 1 1/4 length from Sorry Darling. Going by the form, Grand Duke also charged well to beat off Sorry Darling by a head for the runner-up berth. Consistent enough is Grand Duke. 7 furlong trip second, mile third, and again mile second. Theo's Choice, number 8 in the card, ran in race number 146 over 6 furlong, going over a double distance from 6 furlong to 2,400 meters. Earlier 6 furlong third to Furious Fun. Here got interfered. Rider reported the horse was hanging in. That may be that one, but still did not feature in the board, finishing 11th out of 13 runners. Number 9, Winning Streak. Number 12, Queen Blossom. Number 11, Ashwa Mixon are the 3 runners. Let's start with Winning Streak, who ran in race number 163 over 2,000 meters. And being the leader, challenged by one runner on the outside. It looks to be Catalina. Then it was Southern Act also chiming in. But look at Iceberry, who comes with a very powerful run to beat off these 3 runners. Winning Streak scrambled to finish in the frame 4th, whereas the other 2 runners, Ashwa Mixon, finished on 8th. Queen Blossom turned out to be winner on race number 8, but later on had some good form to go by. Twice on the board over 2,000 meters, 2nd and 4th, but here finished on 12th. Special and Tong and Arrowtown are the runners who ran in race number 149 over 9 furlong trip. This is WhatsApp J, the eventual winner. But look at Arrowtown, vigorously ridden, bridging the gap, but still winner was too good, got it by 1 1/2 lengths. On the other hand, Special and Tong also ran a mighty race, according to me, finishing 3rd. Added attraction of the day is the Raja Bahadur Venkatarama Reddy Memorial Cup to be run over a mile. In category 2, 4 horses rated 60 to 85. Number 1 is Kesariya Balam, who ran in race number 121 over 2,000 meters and finished 2nd to Scramjet. Earlier 9 furlong trip winner, beating Scramjet by 3 3/4 of a length. So settling the score was Scramjet by beating Kesariya Balam by 1 1/2 lengths. Ashwa Eshobali, number 2 in the car, the grey, came very powerfully. This is race number 70, where it finished on 4 to Kesariya Balam by a margin of 5 1/2 length. Later on, got withdrawn in race number 121 at the gates itself because she refused to get in. He refused to get in. Now, again, after a good number of gate practices, might have been ready to get into the stalls. Number 3, Agni. Number 4, Saffron Art. Number 6, Skipton are the runners. They ran in race number 137, which was won by Lagos. When you look at Lagos being in the lead, kicking on gamely by 2 1/2 lengths at the post, Saffron Art, on the other hand, towards the fence, finishing 9th, whereas Agni totally backed off to finish 11th. Skipton, among the 3, was the one who finished on 6th, better of the 2. Number 5, Mirana. Number 7, Ashwa Bruni. They ran in race number 115, which was won by Red Snapper. Red Snapper tackling the leader, challenged by Mirana. They went stride for stride, but pulling it off by 1 1/4 lengths was Red Snapper. Earlier runs of Mirana, good second by a neck to Green Turf here, and second to Red Snapper. Whereas Ashwa Bruni, this was the first run here at Hyderabad and finished on 11th. Number 8, in contention. The horse in good form, we can say in contention. Back-to-back win over 1600 meters. So again over the same trip with a weight of 53.5 kilos to be ridden by Pete Trevor. So it may be a difficult task for everyone to beat in contention who is in a rousing form. Last race on this Monday meeting is the second division of the Crown Treasure Plate for 5-year-olds and upward, rated 20 to 45 to run a distance of 1600 meters. Number 1, Line Weiler. Number 8, Sorry Darling are the runners. They ran in race number 153, which was won by Isra, with Miss Little Angel having a good lead of about 5, whereas look at Sorry Darling and Isra also bridging the gap. And Line Weiler was the one who came very wide but little late. This horse got earlier interfered in the early part of the race and finished on 6th. Sorry Darling a notable 3rd. Last 4 runs on the board is Sorry Darling, including earlier also 2 runs on the board. Number 2 is Sundancer. Finished second to Rhythm Selection. Vigorously ridden, picked up momentum, but was not so good to catch Rhythm Selection, who had a good lead of about 5. At the post, it was 4 1/4 length. Good form to go by of Sundancer. Thrice second and once fourth in 6 starts. Number 3 is Thunder Road. This is race number 151, which was won by NRI Touch. Thunder Road, vigorously ridden, whereas front runner came well along with the winner, NRI Touch. NRI Touch was faster than Thunder Road to get the race, beating off the long-time leader by half a length. And a close 3rd is Thunder Road. Sacred Lamb and Dunkirk are the 2 runners who ran in race number 146. Going by the form of Sacred Lamb. Winner 7 furlong, race number 75. Notable 3rd to DRD. Later on here 4th by a margin of 2 lengths to Sandown Park, who was upsetter of the day. Whereas Dunkirk, on the other hand, even this runner ran well according to me. Last 2 runs back to back 3rd over a mile as well as 6 furlong. So has run in both the distances, notably 3rd. Number 5 is Explosive. This is the horse which came with a resolute gallop to get the race, beating Acadian Angel. Vigorously ridden. It was relentlessly whacked by the rider in the last 200 meters so that it must gallop well, and certainly got a race by 2 lengths, beating Acadian Angel. So gets a penalty of 8 points for this win is Explosive, and also gets promoted to higher class. Number 6 is Prime Gardenia, the eventual winner in race number 158. Came well on the outside with a couple of backhanders, which was really needed for it to pick up momentum at the right time. Got into action, came and beat Fatuma by half a length. Gets a penalty of 7 points for this win by half length is Prime Gardenia. Number 9, NRI Gift, the winner of race number 169. Horse in good form, we can say, already having back-to-back win. This run we have seen as it brushed the front runner and shot into the lead, whereas this is a time to win came well. Earlier also good winner, beating River Devaya by 1 length, defied the penalty of 8 points. But now the big question, with another 8 points penalty, has gone up in class. Sweet Melody, per run coming from Sweet Melody this season, except for the second in race number 2 to Show Me a Walk, never reproduced that gallop in other 4 runs off the board in all the 4 starts. Is Sweet Melody here, finished 9th to Nolan.